This Autodesk Fusion tutorial shows how to make a print-in-place cell phone holder that has a 3D printed print-in-place hinge. This is a useful modeling exercise because at the end, you get a usable part. The first thing to do is to create a sketch. Click Create Sketch and then select this face. We need to make the hinge mechanism as well as two of the sides for the cell phone holder. First, we'll start with a rectangle. Click on the origin, then drag out. Type 8 tab 40. Press R to get another rectangle. Click on the origin, drag out. I intentionally left this high so you can see how the collinear constraint works. Click these two lines. Now they're the same size. Then click equal and select these two lines. That way there's only two dimensions driving this. Now we need the hinge mechanism for our print-in-place hinge. Select the circle and draw it anywhere up here, and you can type 16. Then with the horizontal and vertical constraint, click this dot and the origin. Then select the tangent constraint, click the circle and the bottom of this. Zoom in. This is now our print-in-place hinge, but 3D printing doesn't like to start from a circle and go straight up like this. So we need to give it some takeoff space. Select the line tool, click the circle, then down at the bottom. One more line over on this side of the hinge, then select here. Sometimes Fusion will put in different constraints. So here it put in the perpendicular constraint. I'm going to delete that. And then I'll make these tangent. Press D, select this line, and then the base. Click, and then type 55. This should be good enough for a 3D printer to print this hinge, but check your printer. But 55 degrees is a good place to start. Select this one as well. Click, and then I'll select this dimension. So only one dimension needs to be added. Now we have everything we need to do the first part of our print-in-place hinge. Press E to extrude, select all of these pieces. We will extrude 10 millimeters. Orbit around to this side, create a sketch on this face. Press P to project, select this face. This projects in a point that we can use. Press C for the circle tool, select this point, and type 8 millimeters. Now we can extrude. A rule of thumb is to extrude half the diameter. So I'll extrude 4. And then we need a taper angle, and we'll use -35. This allows this to print without supports and has a nice flat surface here, so it isn't so pointy. Press OK. By default, Fusion hides any sketches that you use. So make sure you reshow your sketch. Then press E and select this piece. Extrude it 20 millimeters. Make sure the operation is joined. Press E to extrude again, select this side, and then make sure you select all the pieces down at the bottom here. Extrude 20 millimeters again. Fusion thinks that you're going to cut this, but we want to create a new body. Press OK. This is a good time to check that you have two bodies, body 1 and body 2. We can hide the first sketch now. If we hide body 1, you can see that body 2 has all this space. We need to cut out body 1 so it becomes a print-in-place hinge. To do that, select the Combine tool. When you're combining, the target body is the cake, what you want to cut, and the tool body is the knife. So the target body is body 2, the tool body or the knife is body 1. The operation will be cut, and we want to keep the tools because we want to keep body 1. Select OK. So now, if I hide body 1, this is cut out. And now we have the beginning of a print-in-place hinge. We need to offset faces and make some clearance because right now, these are touching and they won't work. They'll just print as one piece. So in Modify, Offset Face. Select this face, this flat face, and then the cone flat face. Type -0.3. Once again, Offset Faces. Select the cone part, -0.2. Then hide body 2 and show body 1. Orbit around, modify, offset face. Select this flat face, the cone flat face, and these two faces. -0.3. One more time, offset face. Select this face of the cone, -0.2. Show body 2 again. Now you can see that we have a bit of space and clearance for our print-in-place hinge. Right now, this would just fall apart because the cone is only on one side. But if we create mirror, make sure we select bodies, select both bodies. Then for the mirror plane, we can select the original plane here. Our operation should be join and press OK. Now everything is locked in place. Make sure you still only have 2 bodies. Now we're going to add the cell phone holder part. So we'll create a sketch on the ground plane. If you can't select the ground plane, click and hold. Press P to project. We'll select this face and then press OK. Select the line tool and then we'll begin drawing. Start at the bottom here, draw out, then up, then over, then down, then over a bit, down again, over, up at an angle, and then over to here. Let's give some of these some dimensions. Press D, select this line and make it 2 millimeters. This line will be 8 millimeters. This gap here will be 1 millimeter. This will be 15 millimeters. This gap will be 14 millimeters. The entire distance from here to the origin point will be 90. This height will be 8 millimeters. And now we just need to decide what this angle should be. 45 degrees would be 135. But this looks way too steep to me, so I'm going to go with 125. And finally, I'll make this line collinear with this line. We should have a fully constrained sketch, and we're ready to extrude. Press E to extrude. Select this face. We could remember the distance of 8 millimeters, or we could go to an object, select this object, and be careful. We want to mirror this piece, so don't join. We'll say New Body and press OK. Then we'll say Create, Mirror. The object type will be bodies. Select this body. The mirror plane will be the middle plane and press OK. Now we can combine bodies. Select Combine and these 2 bodies here. Make sure the operation is join and we don't want to keep the tools. Press OK. One more combine operation. Select this body and this body. Press OK. And we should still have 2 bodies. Click Fillet. Select these horizontal lines. We can type 4 because that's half of the height. If we hold Control or Command, we can select more lines. So now that looks a lot nicer on this side. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Hold Control or Command and select the remaining sides. Then press OK. Now it's time to fillet everything. I'm going to hide one of the bodies. Click Fillet. And normally we would want to chamfer on the bottom for 3D printing, but since some of these fillets are going to go all the way around, you see when I do this, when it goes all the way around, we'll go ahead and fillet everything because it'll look nicer. When you're selecting the edges, make sure you click all of the edges, including the small ones. Methodically work your way around the piece. Double check that you have all the edges. I'm missing one right here. Then type 0.8. We want to make this fillet radius a multiple of the filament thickness, which is 0.4. Press OK. Now we can hide body 1 and repeat the process for body 2. Select Fillet, and then select all of the edges. And once again, type 0.8. We can show body 1 again. And now we have a pretty smooth cell phone stand that has a print-in-place hinge. We can print it just like this in this orientation. I can see one edge that I didn't fillet, so I'll make sure that I edit this feature. Hold Control or Command to edit the feature, and then press OK. Hopefully this allows you to create your own print-in-place cell phone holder. You can customize this, put embossed textures on it, lettering, all kinds of different options. Of course, we could have modeled this in the hybrid workspace or the assembly workspace, but for quick prototypes like this, working in the part design or the hybrid design without components is a great way to work. Later, after you are happy with the design, you can figure out how to make it more parametric and then make it with parts and assemblies and joints. I'll show you how to do that in future videos, but for right now, remember, when you're starting a design prototype, just get stuff down in the paper or on the digital screen. You can always refine it and make it nicer later. Happy 3D modeling.